Good evening, everyone, here and in the Zoom though. There's no green light on this. Doesn't seem to be coming on.
You have to speak up.
Okay. So our Tuesday evening Dharma discussion of the book called Painting Enlightenment is coming to a close later this month, and we're going to begin discussion of a new book called The Zen of Creativity by John Dido Laurie. This is in keeping with the Ango theme of creativity in Zen. You can see the newsletter for the exact title, and if you wish to get a copy of that and participate in the discussions, that would be great. Or you can come to discussions without a copy, and people will be reading passages, I imagine. So, invite you to join in. The book has got chapters that deal with Dharma aspects in addition to art and poetry and calligraphy and so forth. Chapters, for example, the still point, seeing with the whole body and mind, enlarging the universe, barriers, expressing the inexpressible, and more. So it should be a good discussion series. It'll go through Ango and then some. Dido Laurie was a Dharma brother to Sogen and Sogen Beis, the abbots at Great Vow Monastery, and so he is a Dharma great uncle of ours, Dido Laurie. He was the founder of the Mountains and Rivers Order and the abbot of Zen Mountain Monastery in upstate New York. I believe that's in upstate New York. He was an award-winning photographer and the author of many books, including one called The Art of Just Sitting, which I like a lot. So he's a good writer. He's an excellent Dharma teacher. Good to read and discuss. So at the very beginning of his book, right after the title page, there's a poem that he put there before even the table of contents or anything. It's a poem by Walt Whitman, an extract, the opening lines of a poem of his called Song of the Universal, which is from Leaves of Grass. And those lines go like this. Come, said the muse, sing me a song no poet has yet chanted. Sing me the universal. And this broad earth of ours, amid the measureless grossness and the slag, enclosed and safe within its central heart, nestles the seed of perfection. I'll read it again. Come, said the muse. Sing me a song no poet has yet chanted. Sing me the universal. In this broad earth of ours, amid the measureless grossness and slag, enclosed and safe within its central heart, nestles the seed of perfection. Dr. Laurie highlighted this poem right at the beginning of his book, suggesting its relevance to Zen and creativity. So let's see about that. Come, said the muse. This is a sort of old-fashioned language. This was written in 1867. In ancient Greece, the muses were inspirational goddesses of literature, science, and the arts. They had specific names, characteristics, stories and myths that they appeared in, stuff, the muses. But in modern usage, it more generally refers to a person who serves as someone's source of artistic inspiration. But, we can stretch that a little bit to think of it as maybe a person, or maybe it's a sutra, or maybe it's a bodhisattva, or some teacher or author that is very inspirational, not for the art of zazen, for creativity in our practice. And so I wonder, think to yourself, what inspires you? Where do you get repeated inspiration to practice, to study, to remind yourself again and again to do this? Is it from the three treasures? The Buddha, Dharma, Sangha? From the Buddha, who is, as we chant, our noble guide, the sutras, the Dharma, the words of wisdom, and the Sangha, our supreme support. Not just this Sangha, but the larger Sangha of Buddhism and the Sangha of all beings. That can be pretty inspirational. How about the 4 Bodhisattva vows? I feel inspired when I do that. I feel renewed, like, yes, I do want to practice that. And bodhisattvas, there's many of them. The Bodhisattva of wisdom, Manjushri, the Bodhisattva of compassion, Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva of enlightening activity, Samantabhadra, Bodhisattva, Jizo Bodhisattva, the guide for children and travelers and people in the hell realms. Those are pretty aspirational archetypes, pretty inspirational. I wonder which ones, it'd be fun to talk in a circle sometime about which of these really guide you. Maybe in the discussion that'll come up over the weeks. What are your muses? Who are your muses? Regarding ancestors, Dogen is a muse to many. His writings are so creative, so insightful, so wide-ranging, so deep, that there's hardly any end for me to what I can learn from Dogen. And his creativity in language is astounding. Really, the way he switches words around and uses them in different ways. So how do you engage your muses for inspiration? Sutras? Do you chant sutras? Do you have a statue of a bodhisattva in your home, or of Shakyamuni? Inspiration. How do you open to them? Is this a very much of an intentional intellectual process, or, you know, does your heart open up and receive inspiration from some source? Do you have a method of exploring these sources of inspiration from your muse? Do you take time contemplating it? Do you visualize it while you're walking? I mean, there's lots of ways to engage. The opportunity for learning from this inspiring muse or source for you. And the creativity part is something new. Seeing something new. Making some new connection that you hadn't seen before. A new combination of aspects of your experience in life that's relevant to the Dharma, to your Zazen practice, your Sangha practice. A new way of engaging with your life. A creative new way. We're fortunate if we have muses, the more the better. And for Dogen, I think, get the strong impression that Zazen was his muse. For Dogen, Zazen was absolutely central, absolutely essential. Absolutely the source of so much insight and opening and awareness. Ongoing. I read in a book recently that the Shobo Genzo, which is this master work, it's like 1,000 pages of essays, could be considered like a subscript to the Zazen explanations that he did. All of the rest of it was like elaboration on Zazen, being time, and the wholehearted way, and all of these stories and essays that he did. It's based in Zazen. It's his foundation for all of that. And a more contemporary author, Uchiyami Roshi from Japan, has written that Zazen is our truest and most venerable teacher. So there's a bit of a difference between a teacher and a muse. A muse is more like inspirational, but a teacher can offer perspectives that can facilitate some kind of shift, some kind of clarity, some new way of experiencing your life. And that is a creative shift. When that happens, when you see something new, when you feel a new understanding. This is the Zen of creativity, bringing about something new. The next line of this excerpt from the poem is, "Sing me a song no poet has yet chanted." Yeah, really asking for creativity, not just repetition. Of course, the muse who, or the poet, let's see, no, it's the muse. "Come," said the muse, "sing me a song that no poet has yet chanted." I wonder if any of us have a muse that invites us to do that. Invites us to have an understanding, a song, a painting, a flower arrangement that has never been seen before, and never been done before. From a new perspective. This is what the Muses are encouraging us all to do. New perspectives, new possibilities. You know, Laurie points us this phrase to Zen creativity. He sticks it right in the beginning of his book. But it could have been for any of the arts. But Whitman uses the word song. You know, song is an art form, of course. Words and melody together, they can be quite lively, quite rhythmic and live, or they can be quite droning or, somber songs. And in fact, in our liturgy, we have a few different songs. We mostly don't sing them, but for example, we have the Song of the Grassroots Hermitage, which I really love. It's a muse to me in many ways. There's also this wonderful Hakuin Song of Zazen, which is another just inspiring song. And I think it's curious that they call them songs. I've never really heard them sung. I think we normally chant them or recite them. And I consider them more of a teaching poems. That's how I think of them. And but they're inspirational too. Some of the images in there, are wonderful. And then we also have one that we do sing. It's called the Song of Loving Kindness. May you dwell in the heart, etc. It's a song of opening our hearts, of singing together, of harmonizing, of sharing this wish for goodwill for ourselves and others. Each time that we chant, that we recite any of these songs or any of the other sutras and so forth in our liturgy, they're actually unique occurrences. There's different voices. The words somehow get different meanings each time. So there's some way of seeing something different in any of these sutras, so that they're always unique. So there's a way in which it's kind of very accessible to sing a song no poet has yet chanted, because each time we chant it, it's unique, it's different. And, really each of us is unique and different. So we have never been perhaps we've never been on this planet before in all of history, and perhaps we never will again. So, the songs we sing have never been sung before. So we're all unique. But also, the Dharma teaches that really we're all the same. We all have Buddha nature. We have our personal self and our Buddha nature. And so, being unique, every moment of our life, intentionally or unintentionally, we're each singing, in a way, a song which has yet been, no poet has yet chanted. Right now, we're each living our life. We're each experiencing the energy in the room, We're experiencing our bodies. It's our song, it's our life. We're singing our songs, each unique. And in our practice, we're advised to cultivate openness. Cultivate an open mind, openings. In a way, an empty mind, but in another way, a mind that's curious and aware and alert. A don't know mind. A mind that is looking at what is, without a fixed view, without an assumption. This is a creative act. What is really happening right now? And it's our song. It's our life. It's your life. It's your song. And it flows. It changes constantly. It's impermanent. It's always changing, it's always flowing, and it's always new. No one has ever lived your life. No one ever will. No one has ever sung your song. Our life is ever new. What comes forward constantly changes. What is constantly recedes. Our song has never been chanted before. Then the muse goes on to expand this considerably by saying, "Sing me the universal." Oh, now that's a big ask, isn't it? The muse opens this invitation to creativity. So wide, completely wide. Now it's with this possibility of our personal song and the universal song. What is that? The relative and the absolute. Can we sing that? It's like a duet, isn't it? It's like those Tibetan singers that can sing multiple tones at the same time through their throat. They can sing the relative and the absolute. Can we do that? Maybe. In some of our dedications, the chant leader says, "Buddha nature pervades the whole universe, existing here and now." Buddha nature pervades the whole universe, existing here and now, including us. So there's a way in which our song is the universal. Shakyamuni Buddha taught that he taught the three marks of existence: suffering, impermanence, and no self, as the universal nature of all existence. And that's true right here. So in a way, when we sing a song beyond our personal self, maybe that's singing the universe, the universal. Now, perhaps some of you look into this question of the relative and the absolute, the Buddha nature pervading the universe, universal truths. Maybe some of you look into that. And what muse inspires you to explore this and create a new vision of life, create a new version of your experience of life and of the song of your life? The next line of this poem is, the muse says, in this broad earth of ours. Whitman loved this broad earth of ours. He was really a very earthy person. And he has that in common with many of our Zen and Chan ancestors, I believe. You know, they chopped wood and carried water and, swept the floor and washed the dishes and cooked the meals and grew their food and arranged flowers, lived in the mountains and rivers, grasses, trees, and the great earth. These are phrases that ring in our ears time and again in this Zen center. Here and now. This great earth is here and now. Here and now. Not some future heaven or nirvana, not some idea about the earth. It's this experience, this vivid living experience is the broad earth of ours. This Genjo koan, this koan of daily life, of existence, of this moment, that we're always looking into. We're always looking into our life, leaning into it. What is it? What is my life? On and off the cushion, especially off the cushion. This is the Genjo koan really points us to our life off the cushion. Taking a new look at it, a fresh look at it. What is it? How am I enlivened? And playing with the Genjo koan and investigating that gives a new perspective. Creative. It's creative work. The next line, the muse says, I'll repeat the one before. In this broad earth of ours, amid the measureless grossness and slag. Yeah. Whitman wrote this in 1867, right after the Civil War. He visited battlefields and saw dead bodies, and he volunteered to work in a hospital in Washington, D.C. to nurse soldiers, and he did that for a while. In 1867, the South was still ruined, burned, destroyed. There was considerable grossness and slag then. And there is now. This is the world. This suffering world, this world of greed, anger, and ignorance. We live in pretty nice conditions here, but there's plenty of places in the world that are covered with measureless grossness and slag right now. This world of samsara, this world of suffering, death, and rebirth. That's samsara means. The cycle of suffering, death, and rebirth. This, we sometimes enter the demon's cave in the Black Mountain. We feel as if we're just captured and tormented in darkness. That can happen sometimes. We read and study about hell realms these different realms in the Buddhist view. Hell realms, animal realms, the hungry ghost realms, those that can never be satisfied. The animal realms that are always looking for food and shelter and stuff, and the realms of titans, powerful individuals who always want more, more, more. And also this human realm. It's another of the realms. And when we find ourselves in the human realm, we've shaken off some of these other needs and fears and stuff, and as some kind of healthy human experience. This is the greatest opportunity, it says in the teaching. The greatest opportunity for awakening in the human realm. The next line. In this broad earth of ours, amid the measureless grossness and slag, enclosed safe within its central heart. Its central heart. This brings to mind for me the Heart Sutra, sung by Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva to Shariputra and sung to all of us. The Heart Sutra, the heart of the Dharma teachings about impermanence and no self and emptiness. And if we can have that sink in, when I can have that sink in, it allows some opening. It refreshes a view or renews a view or gives a different view of life and experience. It's creative. And I also think about this line, enclosed and safe within its central heart, also makes me think about the centrality of our own heart minds. Our own heart mind, our own body, our own feeling, our own experience, our sentient being. The centrality of that, not just an intellectual life, but the life of a heart-mind together, and leaning into our lived experience, not narrating it, but living it. And enclosed within its central heart also makes me think of Dogen's writing called The Wholehearted Way, Bendawa. Wholeheartedly, we engage in our practice. Not holding back, but completely giving ourselves into our practice. This is the wholehearted way. And then there's the song of loving kindness. May you dwell in the heart. May you be free from suffering. May you be healed. May you be at ease. So the heart, I love that centrality of the heart for Whitman. He had the muse describe the centrality of the heart of this broad earth, right? But the heart is also a recurring central image in our practice. Enclosed and safe within its central heart nestles the seed of perfection. I would say perfection, so the plural, the perfections, the paramitas. Paramita means perfection, right? And playing with and creatively practicing with generosity, ethical living, patience, compassion, diligence, concentration, and wisdom. These are perfections within the heart of our practice, life, the Dharma, our Sangha. Prajnaparamita, the perfection of wisdom, the wisdom of the impermanence and no self, but also interdependence. Prajnaparamita is not just emptiness, it's also an aspect of that is interdependence. Co-arising is another term for that. Dependent origination is another term for that. We all depend on myriad, countless other sources of life and energy and nourishment for our own life. We're not separate. The paramita, Prajnaparamita, it says beyond, beyond, very far beyond, let me start. Beyond, beyond, far beyond, very far beyond, awake. Keep going. Always keep going. Go beyond what you think. Go beyond what you've seen already. Going beyond your assumptions. Beyond what you already know. This is creative activity. This is creative zazen, creative zen activity. Always curious. What is it? What is it? What do I hear? What do I feel? What is the Dharma? What is the Sangha? What is it? Go beyond what you know. And fold it into the song of your own life. Fold your new insights, your new perspectives into the song of your own life. Here's that poem again to end. Come, said the muse, sing me a song no poet has yet chanted. Sing me the universal. In this broad earth of ours, amid the measureless grossness and the slag, enclosed and safe within its central heart, nestles the seed of perfection. May you all continually create and live into your own song, your own life, the evolving song of your unique life that nobody else can sing. And at the same time, it's universal.